The theory of the Mandela Effect has been very popular in the past few years and has been picking up a lot of steam lately. For those unfamiliar with the Mandela Effect, the term originates from many people remembering Nelson Mandela dying sometime in the 1980s in prison, when in fact he actually died in 2013. Because of this, large groups of people are certain that the Mandela Effect is real and that it has caused many small changes in the reality of many. Changes like the spelling of different things they remember clearly from years ago but now seem to be incorrect. But it doesn't just stop with the spelling of certain things. It also extends to famous lines from movies and even music that many people think they know the correct words for without a shadow of a doubt. People have been theorizing the cause of this. Some say that people just have bad memory or that we've always just had it wrong. Others think there might be a lot more behind it than a simple lapse of memory. One popular theory lately has been that it might be connected to the Cern Large Hadron Collider, the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator. The same one some feared would create a black hole and destroy the world while conducting its experiments. Some have now theorized that the Large Hadron Collider could possibly be responsible for the Mandela Effect. Some say the collider could be corroding the very fabric of our dimension and other dimensions at the same time if you believe in the multiverse theory. More information on the link below if you're unaware of the theory. But I digress. The corroding or destruction of the fabric of our dimension could be causing some sort of shift into an alternate reality, creating lots of small changes we are just noticing now, little by little. However, many people say this type of thing has been happening way before the Large Hadron Collider was operational. Here are 3 areas where the Mandela Effect has been most noticed. You be the judge. As I mentioned, the spelling of certain things has been a popular debate amongst those who have been allegedly affected by the Mandela Effect. Take for example the popular candy bar Kit Kat and how Kit Kat is written. Many remember it with a dash in between the kit and the cat. However, this has never been the case according to records. Kit Kat has always been written without the dash, but many clearly remember the dash being in there. Another of the most popular debates has been the spelling of the popular book and cartoon that featured a bear family. Many remember it as the Berenstein bears, myself included. However, the correct spelling has been the Berenstain bears. Yet many people insist they remember the spelling clearly being with an E instead of an A. One Redditor even claims to have found an old VHS tape spelling it with an E. How do you remember it? Music seems to be yet another thing impacted by the Mandela Effect according to many. One great example of this is the very popular children's show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and its opening song when he sings the very famous jingle that many remember clearly that begins as "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood." However, that is incorrect. The correct lyrics are "It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood." However, if Mr. Rogers isn't your cup of tea, maybe a rock and roll classic by Queen is. In their famous song, "We Are the Champions," many remember the final lyrics of the song being, "We are the champions, no time for losers, because we are the champions of the world." However, this was never the case. The song simply ends after the lyrics, "We are the champions, no of the world." Yet many clearly remember it being there. How do you remember the lyric? Famous lines in movies has been another thing people have noticed has been impacted by the Mandela Effect. One good example of this has been the movie The Silence of the Lambs, when Clarice Starling, played by Jodie Foster, meets Dr. Hannibal Lecter, played by Anthony Hopkins, and he delivers the famous line that many seem to remember, "Hello, Clarice." The problem is that he never used the line when they met. He only says "Good morning." The line "Hello, Clarice" isn't even in the movie at all. But perhaps an even better example of this is in the original Star Wars, when Darth Vader reveals that he is Luke's father. Many people remember the line clearly being, "Luke, I am your father." However, the actual line is, "No, I am your father." It is also very interesting to point out that even James Earl Jones, the voice actor for Darth Vader, has repeatedly recalled the line as "Luke, I am your father" in multiple interviews over many years. Here is one instance of him recalling the line.
When I first saw the dialogue that said, "Luke, I am your father," I said to myself, he's lying. I wonder how they're going to play that lie out.
Perhaps pointing to the fact that even he was impacted by the Mandela Effect. What do you think? Hello everybody, thank you for watching. I have provided links in the description for all the stuff I referenced during the video. If you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing. I will be uploading more content on a weekly schedule, and I would also love to hear your comments and suggestions for future videos. Catch you all on the next one.